Hola, buenas tardes. My name is Michael.
My name is Zoey.
And this is the Playful Spirits channel. And today we will be talking about the pros and cons to Ecuador and kind of our experience since we arrived approximately like a month and a half ago.
Yeah. I wanted to share what we are absolutely loving about Ecuador and some things that people don't really tell you when you come to Ecuador and that have been a bit more challenging. I have my own personal 5 loves and 5 things that are more weird, and then Michael has his own as well.
Yeah, coming from different backgrounds and experience. I travel to India a lot, so Ecuador is pretty chill compared to my experiences of traveling, but you'll hear differently from Zoey.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really our first video here in Ecuador.
Since we arrived.
Since we even started this channel.
Yeah, and it's been quite intense because we've gotten sick and we've been traveling and we've been eaten alive by bugs, and like there's been a lot of like twists and turns on this path that kind of made us not make a video because we weren't in the space to in a way. So
yeah,
I'm happy to be back in the grounded space and be offering this to all of you. So welcome and enjoy. I guess I'll go first.
Yeah. Michael will go
Okay.
first.
So I'll go with cons. I like to be an optimistic human being and see life from more of a beautiful perspective. No, pros. Completely opposite of cons is pros, so let's do pros. So I really love the culture here. I really love the artwork and the like artistry. So like they have really like beautiful jewelry here that a lot of the local people make, and like a lot of it reminds me of like Inca, Aztec, or like Mayan art, and I just really felt the heart, the corazon in like the artwork, and also I've been really enjoying learning Spanish. It's always been a language I've wanted to learn. It's very like a romantic language. There's more like heart in it. There's more emotion in it, I find, and also the bus system here is like really great. Compared to India, India was like literally you're going in buses from hell, and like you don't know if you're gonna come out the other end because it's so bad. You're like crammed in with like 4 other Indian people, and like your bag may be stolen off the top of the bus, and you just like don't know. But like in Ecuador, they have really good bus systems. Like, they have like really nice seating, and like they have storage that's like usually locked up or it's just harder to get to. And I really love the markets here too. So like in Canada, if you go to any place, like you go to a grocery store and most of the food is not local, and usually markets are kind of only in the summer because there's not enough food to grow all year round anyways. But here it's like we're in the off season, and like there's papayas everywhere, and like a lot of like mangoes and fruits, and so we haven't actually hit like the peak season of like fruit and like growing. So yeah, I think when that comes it's going to be like even better. But so the papayas taste 10 times better than they do in Canada, and as well as the bananas. The bananas are so sugary and delicious, and the mangoes are so rich and juicy.
There's also like 50 different kinds of bananas.
Yeah.
Here,
so many bananas.
there's like short, what are they called? There's like
Namwa bananas, and there's like, I don't freaking know.
There's so many different kinds, yeah.
There's so many different
bananas.
kinds. Red banana. Much just more variety of fruit, which is like, as we eat mostly raw food, it's like, it's kind of what you need. The only thing which sucks the most out of all of this, I'd say, is the oranges. The oranges are not good.
Canada, though.
They have good oranges in Canada. That's the only con to the fruit markets at the moment, because oranges are my favorite. I get lit off oranges, and they light up my life.
Literally lit off oranges.
Yeah, literally lit
Psychedelic trip off oranges.
Yeah, it's great. It's a good time.
Last
Another
one.
last pro I'd say the people. Like, the people are actually pretty nice here. Like, sometimes you get, like, looks because you're a freaking gringo, and just, like, sometimes
I get
those
recorded.
Looks, or you just randomly get recorded as a girl, like a little girl.
Yeah, I was walking by a family, and I was like, hola, and then this girl was, like, with her kids, and the kid just, like, picked up her phone and started, like, filming me walking by, and I was like, oh, okay.
That experience every once in a while, like, the people are very kind here, very nice. They'll, like, have a conversation with you on the street, or...
So those are your pros.
Pros. My pros. Michael's pro.
My cons.
Oh.
Before I do my pros. Me and Michael actually had a common pro, so I'm going to switch to cons. Okay, cons of Ecuador. Or not cons. Some of them are just a bit more weird and things that you don't think about when you are moving here. So number one is hot showers or hot water in general. You're not gonna have a hot shower unless you frickin' buy a water heater or build a house and install that shit. So yeah, hot showers do not exist. So this entire time, you either get a freezing cold shower or a slightly warmer shower, but it is always cold.
Yeah, all it does is tease you. It teases you that it's hot.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, it doesn't get hot.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn.
Yeah. So that's the thing. If you're wanting a hot bubble bath, if you're wanting a warm shower, it's a no. Number two is the bus drivers and the taxi drivers drive kind of crazy. And I'm not used to this. I'm used to very calm, kind of like, you can't really go back roading. Well, you can go back roading in Canada, but I'm used to like calm driving taxis or buses. But here it's like we're driving on a back road and we're in a taxi and they'll swoop past other people onto the other side of the road, even if there's a car coming, and like, so basically they play chicken with the other side of the road sometimes, and you're just in the back seat like holding on for dear life. Also just get used to very intense, rickety, kind of sketchy bus rides across really intense cliffs if you're going to be traveling to more naturey places in Ecuador.
The thing about traveling, which I've loved, is those experiences the most, because it really gets you right on your edge. Especially if you're a Western person who's never experienced much discomfort.
Yeah, so Michael loves it. I do not love it. Con is that they don't have any recycling here, and they don't even have like a recycling system. It's just like you have a trash and you put absolutely anything in the trash. You compost, and they have great like permaculture and working with soil and learning how to create like food forests and all that, but they have absolutely no recycling, and there's a lot of litter, unfortunately, especially just like thrown off the side of the road or littered by waterfalls.
Some toilet paper right there. Also, it looks like a bikini or a hat.
It's a hat.
Hanging from a tree.
Yeah, as we sit at this river, there's like litter hanging off the edge of the river. Or there's like a public road that ran through Fruit Haven, and it's in a jungle. And even when we went up to the waterfalls there would sometimes be like Coca-Cola cans or garbage. The great thing about Canada is that they're really, really on top of that.
So, by the way, it's nothing compared to other countries. Like, if you go to India, frickin' this, like, that toilet paper there'd be a whole pile of plastic right there along the river. Yeah. So, like, Ecuador isn't really that bad.
Yes, other places are worse, but I'm just sharing what I'm seeing. I've also been to Thailand, and Thailand's the same. I'm just saying, third world countries, if you're thinking about traveling anywhere that's going to be more third world, there's going to be more of that. And I think a lot of people don't talk about it. So for me, I was more shocked, especially when I went to Thailand or came here. It was kind of like, oh, like I thought it would be more conscious that way, but it's not.
We can get something set up in Vilacabamba where we could get a whole bunch of local people and walk around and pick up garbage.
Yes.
Sounds like fun.
Totally.
Cuatros.
Cuatros. Number 4 is the toilets do not work the best here. The plumbing is not the greatest. There's usually compostable toilets, especially in eco-villages and stuff like that, where I actually don't have a problem with that. I think that's really cool. And you're gonna have to take it out from time to time, especially if you're volunteering in eco-villages, that's a thing. It doesn't really bother me though. But if you're living in an apartment like we are, the toilets sometimes don't flush, so you're just gonna have stuff sitting there. The hostel that we stayed at didn't have the best toilet and didn't always flush. And there was a time where I was sick throughout the night and had to continuously go to the bathroom and the toilet wouldn't flush. So that's also just another thing to think about. It's really not that big of a deal though. I'm just sharing some cons, that's all. My number 5 was gonna be bugs. But honestly, where we're living right now, Villa Cabamba, there's not a lot of bugs. I mean, at night there's gonna be some mosquitoes. Where we were living at Fruit Haven, that was Bug City.
Bug City, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So many bugs. And if you don't have a proper mosquito net with really tiny holes, the gnats will get in and they will eat your legs and arms alive.
Alive.
So
yeah.
Make sure that there is a proper mosquito net because it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun at all, and you can't sleep that well, and it's like, Lord Almighty. Also, one thing with that con is if you're not used to sounds when you sleep, it's very loud with like insects and like animals at night.
In the Amazon.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of sound. I found that affected me for a while, and then I got used to it, but it's kind of like a, whoa, that was a shock.
Yeah.
So the insects were quite a challenge sometimes.
Yeah, so we had a home that was more rustic. So it wasn't bug-proof, our mosquito net wasn't the best, and also, even if you're living in the jungle, you're gonna have to wear high socks all the time, long sleeves in the mornings and the evenings, because that's when the gnats come out. And also, if it's a colder season, then the gnats are more easily out in the daytime. So that's it. Also, for me, when we were living in the Amazon, there's such a thing as bullet ants, which is an ant, when it stings you, it feels like you've gotten shot by a bullet. I did not get bit, but that just always freaked me out. I never walked barefoot. I always had high boots on. Michael did not have an issue with that. And then also we had some giant ass spiders visit us in our cabin. I think only twice. But that also is not my favorite thing.
It was funny this one time, there's a spider. And she's like, oh my god, there's a spider, holy shit! Whoa! Michael! And I'm just like, just tell me to pick up the spider and just like chuck it outside. It's like, most of the spiders too aren't that venomous there.
But they're fucking big.
Okay, they're big. They look scary, but they won't hurt you. They're more scared of you than we are. Well, we should be of them.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have a lot of my own judgments around this, but I'm also an insect lover. I kind of like insects.
Michael is very friendly with the insects.
I'm friendly with insects. Yeah,
they're friends. Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't find out a con to say, but I'm gonna say another pro. Amazing ponchos. Holy shit, they're so beautiful. Like this poncho right here, like there's like rainbow colors, and it's got like a beautiful First Nations.
This one's mine that I bought.
Yeah, it has
this
a beautiful First Nations like eagle and like, yeah, it's just gorgeous. I just love the artistry here.
We feel like little forest and fairy nymphs.
Yeah, I'm a nymph.
Or a wizard.
I'm a wizard. Okay,
He's a wizard. I'm more of a fairy.
She's a fairy nymph. I'm a wizard.
Yeah. Anyways, there's really not that many cons. A life update. we are officially grounded here in Vilcabamba. We have a place to rent. We're renting a beautiful 3-bedroom apartment above a local baker.
Which we will show you.
Which we will show you.
After this.
And it feels very, very nice. We're right by this beautiful river, which we will also plug in the clip. Yeah, I think we both went through spells of feeling homesick, of feeling slightly disconnected because we're not the best at speaking Spanish yet. But now we're starting to officially really sink in as we've been traveling a lot. We've been traveling around Ecuador. We've been going from Guayaquiza or Gualaquiza.
Sí, español, poquito.
Poquito español. Gualaquiza to Chuchembleza to Fruit Haven to Vilcabamba to back to Chuchembleza, and it was just a lot, and we got sick recently.
The sickness was 7 days. Like it
still going.
It was like, it's good for me now, but Zoey's still, yeah,
feeling it.
She's feeling it. I did a lot of eating fruit and juice. That helped a lot, cleared out. But yeah, it was a pretty big transition altogether. Like there was so much coming at us.
Yeah.
Learning the language, coming from Canada with so much baggage. Holy crap. We had like, between my father,
story?
Zoey and I, we had probably like 10 bags.
Yeah.
And like, they were so heavy and loaded with stuff, it was so hard to travel.
Yeah.
So that was one aspect that was really challenging.
Getting to Fruit Haven was 4 days of travel with the 10 bags.
Yeah, with the 10 bags. It was wild. So with Spanish, I want to say a phrase here, is yo soy aprendiendo español, which means I am learning Spanish. I don't know why I wanted to add that in. But
if you're in a culture where you need to learn Spanish, that's a great phrase to use.
It's kind of another additional one where you're like, muy poquito español.
It's better than saying that.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you're constantly being like, no español, or poquito español. But this way you can be like, let them know, like, aprendiendo. Yo soy aprendiendo español. I'm learning Spanish.
Yeah, it's good to pick up your tool belt with sayings and phrases, and also download the translating app.
Yes.
Because it can be challenging because they do not really assimilate to English much here, like barely anyone. Like, which I think is great too because it's been kind of a very colonized experience, and already Spanish is the colonized language.
Yeah.
And then the traditional language were more indigenous and the Shuar people in Gualaquiza to take in the culture, especially if you're going to live here.
Yeah.
And also it's just really nice because I came here for the culture. I came here to live differently. I came here to live with more community. Even just Villacabamba as a community, like the people sell fruit. There's a lot of local artists, and like there's a lot of different aspects which are awesome.
My last pro that I'd like to share is also in Ecuador. You're so immersed in nature, and Wi-Fi can be great in some spaces, but a lot of the time, if you're gonna stay at hostels or if you're gonna stay further out in the jungle, sometimes you don't always have Wi-Fi, or sometimes it blows out. And I almost like that aspect where you start to really distance yourself from social media, from electronics, and then you start being really present to nature and community. It's very, very connective, and like word of mouth here, like finding our apartment or rental, you do not go online for that. You have to literally walk around and see who's renting and ask the locals, like, hey, you renting? Hey, you renting? So
yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, come by, check out our place.
Better for like my own business as well, because then I only particularly go on for that reason, and I don't have to, like, in Canada it's just like this thing. It's like numb out with your cell phones, numb out with your technology, eat really numbing foods, and like just don't pay attention to the world around you. And don't.
In some experiences.
In some experiences, yeah. Putting that aside, whatever. We're in this awesome place, having this awesome experience, and having what we want, what we desire. So
yeah,
awesome.
And just learning a balance between being online and being offline, and yeah, just learning to really, really accept the present moment, to be in Ecuador and to be doing that. So thanks for listening to our rants.
Muchas gracias, mi amigos.
Muchas gracias.
And we will be off showing you another adventure in Uno